There's a little town in Virginia most people don't talk about anymore. The kind of place where the roads are made of dirt, and everybody knows everybody's business. Nothing much happened there, except for one story people still whisper about to this day. It's about a boy named Eli Turner. Eli wasn't like the other kids. He didn't have a family. His parents were gone before he turned 5, and from then on, he bounced from house to house. Most people in that town didn't want anything to do with him. They said he brought bad luck, like some dark cloud followed him around. But what they didn't see was that Eli had a heart tougher than iron. While other kids cried when they got teased or ran home when life got tough, Eli stayed standing, quiet, strong. Now, in that town, there was an old story about a woman named Mabel Blackthorn. People said she was a witch who lived out in the woods. If you crossed her path, you'd either lose your soul or your mind. People believed it so much that no one dared to go near those woods once the sun went down. But Eli wasn't scared. One cold October night, with the moon hanging heavy in the sky like a lantern, Eli made up his mind. He was tired of people calling him nobody, tired of hearing what he couldn't do, tired of walking through life like a shadow. So he left. No note, no warning, just walked straight into those woods. The deeper he went, the colder it got. The trees seemed alive, like they were watching him. The night was so quiet, you could hear his footsteps crunching leaves miles away. And after what felt like forever, he saw it. A crooked, leaning house with a thin line of smoke curling from its chimney. The door opened before he even touched it. Standing there was Mabel Blackthorn herself, an old woman with wild white hair, eyes like glass marbles, and a grin so wide it made your skin crawl. "You've got nerve, boy," she said, her voice dry like old wood. "People don't come here." "I ain't like other people," Eli replied. She liked that. So she gave him a choice. Face 3 tests, and if he passed, he'd walk away free. But if he failed, she'd take everything he had. Eli didn't flinch. "Let's do it," he said. The first test was a river filled with snakes. Not little garden snakes either. Thick, mean ones, their eyes glowing in the dark. Most folks would have run, but Eli stepped right in, moved through them like they weren't even there. Next, she showed him a pit of fire. In the center, an old silver coin. "Grab it," she said. His skin blistered. The heat made his eyes water. But Eli reached in, grabbed that coin, and didn't let go. The last test was the hardest. She led him to a mirror. In the reflection, Eli saw himself, but older and angry. A man bitter at the world, cruel, broken, the kind of person life had beaten down and twisted. "That's you," she told him. "One day you'll turn into that." Eli stared at the reflection for a long time, and then he shook his head. "No," he said, "that ain't me and it never will be." And for the first time, the old woman laughed, a real good laugh. "You're stronger than you think, boy," she said. Then she reached around her neck and took off a small silver pendant shaped like a flame. "Take this," she told him. "It'll keep darkness off your back, and remember, it ain't about what people call you, it's about what you answer to." When Eli made it back to town, the sun was rising, and the people who once turned their backs on him couldn't stop staring. No one had ever come back from those woods. Eli never said what happened that night, never bragged, never explained, but from that day forward, nobody called him nobody ever again. And the truth is, we all face our own dark woods. We all get tested. Life throws snakes at our feet, fire in our path, and sometimes it holds up a mirror to show us what we might become if we give in to bitterness and fear. But like Eli proved, you don't have to be special, rich, or popular to be brave. You just have to decide. When the moment comes, when life stares you down, will you run or will you step into the dark? This is the brave verse where courage lives forever. If this story spoke to you, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around.